Tesla just reported second quarter earnings, and the most revealing number on the call had nothing to do with profit. More than half the cars Tesla delivered in North America left with self-driving already switched on. More than half. And on Musk's account, those buyers are not there for a car that happens to have self-driving. They are there for the self-driving, and they take whatever car comes in. So the car is not the product anymore. The car is the packaging. And once you see that, the whole call reads differently. Tesla is no longer one business selling one thing. It is four, and they are at four completely different stages. So here is what this video does. Four businesses. For each one, two things. What it actually proved this quarter, and the one thing still standing in its way. No forecasts. Nothing here is a guess about 2030. Every number was either reported in the filing or said out loud on the call. Some of it is measured. Some of it is the company's own account of itself. Where that difference matters, this video says so. First, self-driving sold as a subscription. What it proved. Nearly 1.5 million people now pay for it worldwide. More than half of new cars in North America leave the lot with it running. And Tesla has stopped selling it outright in most markets. So from here, every new dollar arrives as a subscription. A sale is one payment. A subscription repeats every month from a car that was already sold. And it is showing up in orders. Tesla ended the quarter with its largest order backlog since 2023 and said production, not demand, is the limit now. Which points to the software selling the hardware. Now, what is standing in its way? And it is not what it looks like. Worldwide, only about one Tesla in 7 pays for self-driving. That sounds like a product people do not want. But in most countries, it is not approved. So Tesla cannot sell it there at all. The take rate there is not low. It is 0. In North America, where it is approved, more than half of new buyers take it. So the low number is not a verdict on the product. It is a map of where the paperwork is cleared. Musk said each new country approval brings a similar jump, which makes the regulator, not the customer, the thing to watch. Second, Robotaxi. What it proved. Tesla has now driven more than 380,000 miles with nobody supervising across 6 cities with 0 notable incidents. Every reported contact was another driver hitting a parked Tesla so far. Those miles compound at more than 10% a week. And it was done with cameras only. No LiDAR, the spinning laser sensor rivals treat as mandatory. No pre-built maps. For a decade, the consensus said that could not be done safely. And one more thing, which got almost no coverage. That record was set on unfinished software. Tesla's head of artificial intelligence said the version driving those cars carries about 40% of the improvements planned for it. The rest is not shipped yet. Now, what is standing in its way? And this is the hardest one in the company. Musk was asked why not just flood one city with cars. He did not talk about factories or customers. Tesla says the effort to open each new city keeps falling toward running whole states at once. And Musk expects demand to outrun what the fleet can serve. So on Tesla's own account, neither building the cars nor finding the riders is the problem. He said the only thing holding growth back is reliability. Tesla calls it the March of Nines. 99% right, then 99.9, then another 9 after that. Each one is about 10 times harder than the last. In miles, it looks like this. Owners who log their own drives put the software at just under 2,000 miles between the moments a human grabs the wheel. Crowdsourced and self-reported, so hold it loosely. The average driver goes very roughly 700,000 miles between crashes. Grabbing the wheel is not a crash, so those are not the same measure. That distance is what is standing in the way, and it is why the fleet is still small on purpose. Third, energy storage. The one business here that does not need any of the driving to work, what it proved. Tesla installed 49 gigawatt hours of batteries over the last year and booked about $12.8 billion doing it. The most recent quarter was up more than half on the one before it. And the demand behind that is stranger than it looks. America's power plants can already produce about 2.5 times the electricity the country uses. So the artificial intelligence power crisis is not a shortage of generation. It is a shortage of timing. During a training run, the power a data center draws can fall 70% in a tenth of a second. Grids cannot absorb a swing that violent. Batteries can. Which is why SpaceX buys Tesla batteries in volume and not to store cheap power, to smooth it. Management called the order book robust and said it is building against the orders it has and the data center demand it expects. Now, what is standing in its way? Profit. The margin on this business was cut roughly in half in a single quarter, from just under 40 cents on the dollar to about 20. Part of that was one-time charges. Part of it is not. Prices for large-scale storage are falling as competition arrives, and management guided the margin to the low 20s from here. Growth is not the problem. Holding on to the money is. Fourth, the humanoid robot. And this one has no numbers at all. What it proved. The production line is going in at Fremont, in the space where the Model S and X used to be built. The training method is the same one that produced self-driving. Tesla's own factory workers generate demonstration data every shift. Then the robots practice in what the company calls the Optimus Academy, learning from their own mistakes. And on top of that, it can train on video of people doing tasks anywhere, a supply of teaching material nobody has to pay for. Same team, same method, same software. Now, what is standing in its way? Tesla has never said what one costs to build or what it will sell for. So nobody outside the company can value this, and anyone who puts a number on it is inventing it. Musk went further. He said this will be the hardest thing Tesla has ever tried to manufacture, because every part is new. When Tesla started building electric cars, the wheels and the mirrors and the glass already had suppliers. For a robot, there is no supply chain at all. On his own account, the early stretch will be flat and long. That is a chief executive lowering expectations in public on his own biggest product. There were 3 more things on that call, and none of them have a number attached yet. Tesla expects self-driving to reach its heavy truck around the end of this year. America is short of drivers, and the driver is the biggest cost in freight. It is teaching the same driving software to operate a computer screen, treating a monitor the way it treats a road. And it is building boxes of computers to drop at supercharger sites, where the company already has around 7 gigawatts of grid power connected. A charging network quietly turning into a computing network. None of that is provable today. It is on the board, not on the scoreboard. So 4 businesses and 4 different things blocking them. A regulator, a safety record, a margin, and a supply chain that does not exist yet. They will not clear at the same time, and the order matters more than any forecast. So which one clears first? Approval spreading to new countries. The miles between takeovers finally jumping. The storage margin holding in the low 20s. Or the first robot that actually costs what Tesla says it does. Pick one and make the case in the comments, because whichever clears first tells you what this company becomes. So why Tesla and not somebody else? Start with what makes 4 projects affordable at once. The driving software takes in what the cameras see and puts out what the machine should do next. That is the entire job, so it does not care much whether the machine is a car or an arm. Tesla has a phrase for it. Photons in, controls out. Which is why the team that shipped the driving software is the team now building the robot. Then the part hardest to argue with. Other companies are funding this ramp with their own money. Taiwan Semiconductor is building in Arizona, Samsung in Texas, both spending tens of billions on chips Tesla needs. Panasonic has put billions more into cells. And Micron gave Tesla a large share of its memory chips at a fair price, in a market where pricing has gone, in Musk's words, insane. Suppliers do not usually commit capital like that to a customer they expect to stall. And one detail almost nobody picked up. Tesla's service business posted its best margin ever this quarter, while carrying the cost of building Robotaxi infrastructure. That drag is already inside the number. Now the honest part, because a bull case with no way out is just cheerleading. First, nobody can tell you what year that safety record gets good enough. Not Tesla either. Second, one accident changes everything. Between 30 and 40,000 people die on American roads each year with almost no coverage. Musk said one person injured by a Tesla robotaxi would be worldwide news that day. That risk grows with the fleet. Third, Tesla will not say how many robotaxis it runs. Asked directly on the call, it declined and pointed to miles instead. Defensible. Also unverifiable. Fourth, the money. Spending on factories and equipment passes $25 billion this year and climbs for 2 to 3 more. The cash left after the bills are paid has gone negative, and Tesla is lining up $30 billion it could borrow. And fifth, Tesla is not the one at scale. Waymo still runs the larger paid service today. One thing moves the other way. Tesla's policy lead said federal rules are shifting toward allowing cars built with no steering wheel and no pedals. Regulation is usually assumed to be the wall on driverless cars. In America, right now, it is not. And one that is only yours. Assume the robot arrives, it costs roughly what a car costs, and it works every hour you are asleep. Would you put one in your house? Some people will order it the day it opens. Others will not want a machine with hands in their kitchen at any price. Share your answer down in the comments. So back to where this started. More than half the cars Tesla sells in North America go to people buying software. That is the whole quarter in one line. The software is the product. The car is the packaging. 3 of the 4 businesses run on that software, and the 4th sells the power everything else will need. None of that makes the bet safe. Every one of the 4 still has something in its way, and one of them has no price at all. But notice what the argument has moved on to. It is no longer mainly about whether the technology works. 380,000 miles with nobody in the seat is real evidence, even if it is early. The argument now is about how fast each of those clears and what it costs to wait. So watch one thing, and it is not deliveries. The week Tesla starts reporting robotaxi cars instead of robotaxi miles is the week it stops proving the technology and starts selling it. That is what this channel does. Take the thing everyone reduced to a headline and lay out what is actually true, what is still a promise, and what to watch next, with nothing hidden. If that is worth your time, subscribe so the next one finds you. One last thing. The content in this video is for reference only and does not constitute investment advice. All investments carry risk. Please make your own judgment based on your personal circumstances.